All right, so welcome to another deep dive. And today we're going kind of behind the scenes. We're looking at the world of medical device manufacturing.
Okay.
But, and here's the twist, we're not talking about the devices themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's more about a problem,
Right.
a real kind of head scratcher that happened during production.
I like it, a head scratcher, yeah.
Yeah, and to guide us through this, we're looking at this really cool case study
Okay.
by a company called Infinita Laboratories.
All right.
Now, these guys, they're like, detectives for material science.
Material science detectives, I like
That's
it.
all right. So get this. They helped this spinal implant manufacturer solve this, like, big mystery.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a really interesting deep dive.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
picture this. You're this manufacturer, right? You're making these really high-tech implants. Everything seems perfect.
Sounds good so far.
Right. And then, bam, discoloration.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not good at all.
No.
It's way more than just like a cosmetic issue.
Right? You know what I mean? This is a potential risk to patient safety
Yeah.
and a regulatory nightmare.
Huge.
I mean, can you imagine?
No.
And just to give everybody a little background, these implants, they were made from this material called HA beak.
Okay.
It's a type of plastic that's often used in these kinds of things, in implants, because it's strong and biocompatible, which basically means it doesn't react badly with the body.
That's important.
It is. It's super important.
Yeah.
And, when it comes to medical devices, consistency is key.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what do you think happened next?
Well, the manufacturer, they had to find the root cause of this discoloration, right? Like, what was going on? Was it contamination? Was it a problem with the manufacturing process itself?
Right.
Or maybe even, faulty raw materials?
Mhm.
Something wasn't right. They needed to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's where our material science detectives come in.
Right. Infinita Laboratory.
Infinita Laboratories. They were
Okay.
called in to help. Okay, so they're like the Sherlock Holmes of materials.
Exactly. They're coming in to solve the case.
So what'd they do? What did these guys use to, like, analyze these discolored implants?
All right, so they had this arsenal of high-tech tools.
Ooh, cool.
One of them is called FTIR, which stands for Fourier Transform Infrared Spectroscopy.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
It is. Basically, it identifies organic materials.
Okay.
It's kind of like a fingerprint scanner for molecules.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so they can see, what's there that shouldn't be.
Mm.
They also use this thing called GCMS.
GCMS.
Yeah, it's gas chromatography mass spectrometry.
Okay,
What that does is it separates and analyzes the different compounds.
got it.
It's like if you had a mixed bag of candy and you were
Uh-huh.
trying to find the one that was making you sick, so you have to sort through them all.
That's a really good analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it now.
And then they use something called EDX, which tells you what elements are present.
EDX.
Yeah, energy dispersive X-ray spectroscopy. Wow.
But, we can just call it EDX for short.
Yeah, EDX. So with all those like fancy techniques, I imagine they found something.
Oh, yeah, they did. They found the answer.
Okay, so what was it? What was causing the discoloration?
Okay, so the analysis, it showed that the discoloration, it was due to a specific chemical, and this chemical was leaching from a component
Okay.
that was used in the manufacturing process.
So like something was leaking into the implants.
Exactly. It was like a tiny leak, but enough to contaminate them.
Couldn't they have just, thrown out that batch of implants and called it a day?
Well, yeah, they could have, but that wouldn't have actually solved the problem, right?
True.
Because the problem wasn't the batch, it was the process.
Right.
Remember, we talked about consistency.
Yeah, consistency is key.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Infinita, they didn't just find the problem, they helped the manufacturer to actually adjust their process
Oh, wow.
to eliminate the risk completely.
So they didn't just fix it for that one time.
No,
They fixed it for the future. They made sure it wouldn't happen again.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a really good example of how important this kind of analysis is.
For sure.
In medical devices, even small things can have big consequences.
That's a great point.
So you got to be really careful.
Wow. This has been a really fascinating look, a deep dive into the world of medical device manufacturing.
It really is a hidden world,
Yeah, and it makes you think, like, what other everyday things, products we use all the time, rely on this kind of behind-the-scenes science?
Yeah, that's a good question. It makes you wonder how much we take for granted.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Well, on that note, thanks for joining us for another deep dive, and we'll catch you